Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today we're back to something we've covered a few times because there's always new stuff coming up, and it's superpowers. And we do have the new wave of superpowers, which is I think wave 8 unless I'm mistaken. And it's actually an interesting little wave. As usual, you've got a mix of re-releases with like repaint of figures and new figures. And I have to admit that I'm really enjoying the new figures in that one. So without any further ado, let's go for it. So let's start with the actually the new figures. We do have Metamorpho, so really cool character. Classic DC character. We do have Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, which is always cool. We had of course a Blue Beetle not that long ago, and we were saying, but where is Booster Gold? Well, here he comes. We do have Booster Gold now to go with Blue Beetle. People have been talking about Black Manta for a while because they can't get Black Manta, so there is a new version of Black Manta being released. So that's one of the repaint, and then we do have more classic repaint. I would say we do have a Superman, which is actually the Kingdom Come version of Superman, and the one which is an odd one because I don't think it actually looks like the character, and it is the Dark Knight Returns Batman. So yeah, it doesn't really convince me. So some of those didn't arrive very nicely, but it's okay. I mean, I'm fine. It's okay. You know me, I'm ripping everything out anyway. So let's go and start. We'll start with the repaint because this way they will be out of the way, and we're going to go straight for it. I will keep one of the packaging because I do like the thing. I'm not. I should have shown you before I rip them out. So this is the back of the front of the packaging. You do have an image of Batman, which is different each time, and of course in the back you do have all of the figures. So basically, you have the list of what they've released so far, which is actually getting quite a hefty collection now. But I'm looking, and yes, we are still missing a few figures on that because oddly enough we don't have the 3-pack which had Vigilante, Peacemaker and Judo Master. It's very weird that it's not on there. And we do have the two latest vehicle release and well, the last 3 vehicle release, because this doesn't count as one of the last vehicle release. So here you go. So sorry, I was forgetting to show you the packaging. I'm very sorry about that, but let's go for it now. So we know this Batman. I mean, we've seen this Batman quite a few times. They still have that annoying thing with the cape being a prisoner of the blister, because there's this little hole here, and as a result, of course, it detaches the cape when you are taking it out of the pack. So let me reattach that cape, which is not a problem, but I wish they didn't do it like that and we didn't have to do this. So here you go. Here is the Batman Return. Well, of course, it's the very bulky Batman, still using the same skull. That was the original skull for Batman, because they've got 2 different sculpts, one which is actually much better than this one. So this is the bulkier, taller version of Batman, which is fine because I mean the Dark Knight in the Frank Miller story is a very big bulky guy, so why not? But having said that, I don't see it as a Dark Knight Returns version of Batman. I mean, do you really? Because I don't. But that's me. It's still a nice little figure anyway, so not going to complain because it's always nice to have figures, and we know that all those repaints are actually paying for the new figures because that's how it works. You've got budget for a wave, and basically instead of splitting the budget into 6 figures, you can split it in 4 figures or 3 figures, because the rest is repaint. So more new sculpt, more new figures, which is always nice. It's weird. I mean, I wish we didn't have to do that, but nowadays I think that's what it's become. So here we go. And actually, I just did a mistake. I did tell you that it was actually the Kingdom Come Superman, but it's not. It's the Fleischer Superman from the old animated series. Sorry about that. I got a bit trouble for a second with memory. But anyway, here you go. So same thing. This is, I'm just going to show you very quickly, but it's the same thing. You have an image of the Fleischer Superman, or yes, this is more the Fleischer Superman, and we're going to try and get him off its blister. Of course, I mean, people will love having mint in package are probably crying because of what I'm doing, ripping out all those packaging out, but I'm an opener, and even though I do keep some of the blister as a reference, I don't keep all of them. So here you go. Once again, you do have the cape trap. Maybe we should give it a name. And as you can see, if you try to get the character out, the cape gets stuck. And see, that's what I mean by the issue with those plastic trays with the slot for the cape. I think it's a bit of a shame, but anyway, that's what they want to do, so it's fine. So here you go. We do have Superman. This is Batman. That's Superman. We do have Superman. It's the same Superman figure we've had many times, different colors. Because we do have a slightly darker blue. You do have, of course, the Fleischer logo. It's a nice figure. I mean, I have no problem with it. It's actually a cool little variant. Does it look really like the Fleischer Superman? Not entirely, but I think it's still a bit better than the Batman. So anyway, we're continuing with our third repaint. So the story with this one, because we already have a blue Black Manta. I don't remember if I actually spoke about it. I think I did. And the thing is, in the USA, the blue Black Manta was actually a Walmart exclusive. So people are having still trouble finding it. They've never found it, and people were actually not very happy that they couldn't find. They were missing one figure. There's 2 figures like that. There is Black Manta and Reverse Flash, and Reverse Flash is very, very difficult to get. Oddly enough, outside of the US, the blue Black Manta and Reverse Flash were not that difficult to find. So anyway, so now we do have a Black Manta, and we're going to get him out. So it's a repaint, but I think that people are happier with this repaint because it's a figure that they've all missed the first time around. So even though completists are still missing the blue Black Manta, it's nice for them to be able to get a new version. So this one I'm going to keep. Let's get Black Manta out. I mean, it's a very, very cool figure. So the main difference between the blue and the black one, other than the fact that this one is black and the other one is blue, the helmet is also different color. The eyes for the other one are yellow, but it's really a very nice figure. I love the fact that in spite of the tube, you can still turn his head. I didn't say, but of course they're still the same articulation as before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of articulation, like the old Superpower. So it's a really cool one. I don't know if I prefer the blue or the red. I think I prefer the blue. but the red is the black. But I still think I prefer the blue. The color scheme of the blue is much nicer. But that's a very, very cool little figure. So here you go. That's the 3 repaints, and we do still have 3 new figures, and starting back the one everybody was waiting for, and it is Booster Gold. So we can do actually the Booster Gold and blue team with Blue Beetle and put them both on board the bug. I wish I had the bug around, because that would have been fun to actually do it for you in the unboxing. But here you go. We do have the Booster Gold here, and in the back it's still the same back anyway, nothing very different here. And I wish, because I'm noticing that of course it doesn't have any accessory. I know that superpowers usually don't get many accessories, like you will the occasional trident for Aquaman or things like that, but it would have been nice for Booster Gold to have Skeets, the flying robot. Wouldn't have been difficult to add a little plastic Skeet, maybe like on a clear stand or something like that, or even like what they used to do in Marvel Legend, which was having a little hole in the back of the figure and a tiny little floating Skeet that could be attached to it. They could have done that. They didn't. So well, we'll live without Skeet. So here you go. That's a very, very cool figure. So it's a brand new sculpt, because people may think that this is painted, but it's actually sculpted. So you do have a brand new sculpt for those. The shirt is also sculpted, so it's a new torso bit as well. So it's actually not too bad. Did they give him sorry, I dropped something. Did they give him? Yes, because of course the important thing is you can't really see it. I'm sure maybe you can. He does have his Legion flight ring, which is really cool, because otherwise he couldn't fly. So here you go. That's Booster Gold. I think it's a very, very, very good figure. I absolutely love him. It's brilliant. And then the interesting thing is, of course, we do have Guy Gardner as Green Lantern. Does that mean they'll do other versions of Guy Gardner? Could be fun. We've had quite a few different identities for Guy Gardner, but this is the favorite one. Same thing in the back, always the same except for the biography, so I'm not staying too long detailing the packaging, as they are mostly the same anyway. So here we go. The interesting thing, and I do see a theme here, because we've had Booster Gold, we've had Blue Beetle in the previous wave. We're having Guy Gardner now. We're having Metamorpho. This is very much the 1980s Justice League, so-called the Bwahaha Justice League International. So it's actually nice to see that all of them seem to be on a theme. So here we go. We do have Guy Gardner. So Guy Gardner also require new sculpt, because you do have the different boots, because those are very heavy duty boots. He does have new hands, and of course he does have his Green Lantern ring here. It doesn't come with a Green Lantern accessory, whereas the other Green Lanterns we've had, the other Lantern characters we've had a lantern. So but I suppose it's, budget, so we can't give you an accessory, and besides there's already a few lanterns. So here we go. Same thing with the new sculpt for the body. I'm not quite sure if they can really reuse it easily for something else. The face sculpt is really cool. It's really very distinctive hairdo. And that's a very, very nice figure once again. I really, really like him. And we're already at the last one. So here is the last one, and it's... I've always liked Metamorpho. I think Metamorpho is a very much underused character. Loved him in The Outsiders. He was really great in Justice League International, as he was a member of Justice League Europe. It's a good character. So it's good to see him shine in toy form. So here we go, we're going to get him. He looks quite massive, which is fine because Metamorpho is supposed to be a big guy. So here you go, and I do like, even though people were wondering about that when they first saw the pictures of the figure, they thought that there wouldn't be any details, but you actually can see the texture on his leg here, and on his arm here, and on the body. So they've actually made the effort to have him with his different textures of skin and limbs. So that's really cool. It does look a bit bigger. I'm just trying to... Yes. Oh, it definitely is bigger. Is it bigger than Superman? Because Superman and Batman, the first releases, were the biggest figure. And yes, he's actually bigger. So they've really made him massive, which is really cool. I like a massive Metamorpho. He looks absolutely fantastic. I really, really, really like it. So here you go. That's the latest wave, so wave 8. Unless I'm mistaken, it's out in the US. Should be out in the UK shortly. I've seen some pre-orders in some places, so I suppose it's going to be next month. Usually it's September for those things in the UK. So, and you do have Metamorpho. You do have Guy Gardner. We do have Booster Gold for the new figures, and for the repaint, we do have the Fleischer Superman, the Dark Knight Batman, Dark Knight Returns Batman, and the Black Manta Black variant. So here you go. That's all we have today for you. Hope you enjoy it, and I will speak to you again soon with something different, maybe. Bye.